This is how I schedule all of my daily newsletters. So, what I did a couple years ago was write a daily reflection every day for the entire year. So, you're going to have content in order to do this, but I'm just going to walk you through real time what it looks like each week on the weekend. Today's Saturday when I'm recording this. And I either do this on Saturday or Sunday afternoon while the kids are watching Bluey in the other room. I'll just come in here and do a big old copy paste job pretty much. Because what I've done in beehiiv, which is the newsletter service provider that I prefer and use, you could do this in Kit also. It's another big one. It's been around longer. The functionality is exactly the same. I have created a template here, and then I just go through and fill in the blanks with the content that I want to post each week. I review all the details. Usually I can just skip over here to schedule. And then this is going to be for Monday the 10th because I already did next week, and I'm getting 2 weeks ahead right now. This is the advantage if you do have a content library for a daily newsletter. You can get way ahead so that you can focus on growing other parts of the business. So what I've got here, you saw those 3 templates. Depending on the day of the week, I've got a different template for each day. So this is the Tuesday, Thursday template because I do have an option for segments of my newsletter, or for the audience rather, to segment themselves and opt. Whoops, I'm copying the wrong thing in the wrong place. I've got a place as I'm trying to explain this while I'm talking, or while I'm trying to think while I talk. Oh goodness, it's not working, is it? But I've got a place where people can change their preferences, their delivery preferences. And if they just want to get this on the weekdays, they can do that. If they just want to get this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they can do that. And so I've got one segment that sends to every day of the week, pretty much. Oh, goodness. This is just going terrible, isn't it? There we go. So I've got one segment that sends to every day of the week, and I've got another for the Tuesday and Thursday. And this is what it looks like inside here. I include all the segments after the welcome sequence. So I've got a welcome sequence for about a week. And then after I play that out, because it's 3 or 4 emails, then people start getting the regular daily newsletter. And then I've got an excluded segments that will exclude Monday, Wednesday, Friday only people from this email. And then that's what I do. So I've got an all of the time, every day of the week template, which is exactly the same in format. It just excludes certain segments from the Tuesday, Thursday, and then from the weekday only. So this is going to be Tuesday the 11th. We'll just go through this in real time. And if you have any questions about anything that you see, I'm going to give you a pretty open book into this small newsletter, but very niche audience. Although it is small, it is a very niche audience. And I've got a book that I've published that you can see as part of this template is highlighted right here in this top section for people to go and check out the book on the Amazon link. That's something that I published just a couple months ago, actually. And it was a big part of this project is to turn these daily reflections into a book, into the physical book, because a lot of people prefer the physical book to the email newsletter that we're doing right here. For some reason, this is not copying. That is very strange. There we go. 1 Corinthians error right there. Of course, it would happen when I'm trying to record something. But as you can see, this is just copy and paste up and down. And I've learned in beehiiv that if I have a section like this main section and I've got some border outline to it and I want to preserve that I just put inside here some initial text, and I just put one line of text so that I can either triple click it and select all, or Control A to select all. And then if I Control Shift V to paste contents only, it will keep the formatting in the newsletter. If I do have custom formatting, I found that if I select all and then paste everything and not do the Control Shift V, sometimes it would actually get rid of that border, and I did not want that. Now, the other thing I'm doing that you'll see here is in beehiiv, you have the option to publish this to web audience or email audience. And I'm publishing to email audience, not using this all free subscriber thing right here, which is what I used to do at the start of the newsletter. But now that I have segments, even though not really many people are taking advantage of excluding themselves from the publication yet, I want to have that section in there and that availability for them to do that. So I am publishing 2 audiences based on audience segments, which I can make a video about that. If you're interested in how you really go about doing that, makes it real powerful to publish the emails to them. And I am right now excluding the web audience because what I am publishing in this month, in these weeks that I'm scheduling these out, is actually stuff that I've previously published on the newsletter site. So I already have a couple original posts of these reflections. I'm just going back into the content library and sending them out to today's current subscribers. So I don't want to republish that. Typically, I will publish to both the web and the email audience. That's one thing that Beehiiv makes it a lot easier to do, or it makes it very easy to do, rather. All right, and of course, I've lost what day of the week I've just published that last one to. That was November the 12th, which was a Wednesday, is that right? Yeah, so this will be a Thursday, so I'll use the Tuesday, Thursday template. This is surprisingly more difficult to simply copy and paste and talk about it and keep track of what I'm doing than I thought it would be. All right, so I'm copying and I'm pasting contents only for all this stuff because that I find this is the actual book manuscript that I have over in Microsoft Excel. And I find, see how it's got this space that it's holding on to right at the end there? So that will actually come over and create a new line sometimes that I don't like. So if I just Control-Shift-V, it will leave that space out. These are just some of the super nitpicky things and annoying things that I've learned as I've done this for literally hundreds of posts at this point that I've scheduled out. You can also see how I kind of backspace there. I can just not bring it over to begin with, copy, and for whatever reason, when I do this multiple line thing, it does always bring in that final new line. So I just click backspace for that. All right, have I forgotten what day of the week this is to publish? Let me know what it is in the comments. It is Tuesday, Thursday, I know. I think it's like November 13th. Get rid of the web audience. Come over here to review. Boom. Thursday the 13th, 4:47 a.m. Just because I started doing it super early at 4:47 a.m. and the time, for whatever reason, just sort of stuck. Coming down the home stretch, I'm going to go to Friday. I'm going to use this 2025 book all template. And you can have as many templates in there as you want for Beehiiv. Incidentally, I have created many templates over the course of the last 2 years that I've been using them. And I think it's a good habit to clean house every now and then. I probably need to do that again with this newsletter, and I definitely need to in my main Got Sheet newsletter, where I've got just a ton of different formatting templates that I've tried over the years and made them too complicated for their own good a lot of times, shaved them back, changed things, come back in, tweak things, and it's due for a cleansing. But regardless, you can have as many templates as you want in there. If you are someone who is publishing different things on different days of the week, it's super handy. Even for a normal, like I would consider the normal cadence to be like once a week publication. Even if you're just doing once a week and you're not really changing anything, the template really makes things a lot easier to keep track of. Now I'm going to come into the book weekends template, and this quite simply, just like the Tuesday, Thursday one, it will exclude the audiences who have selected in their preferences to not receive things on the weekend. So I don't think anybody is using these preferences at all yet, and I actually wonder if any like newsletter audiences change their preferences often. I have not had in either of mine really anybody do that a whole lot. So it may be a feature that people like us newsletter operators know about, but the actual end user is not really ever going to take advantage of. Whatever. It's good to have either way. Coming down the home stretch, and we're coming in on runtime of just under 10 minutes. This could have gone faster if I had not have been talking probably. But all in all, to do this in under 10 minutes for an entire week's worth of content is a super big win. Now, this is not going to be the case the first time through. Like I said, I spent a year writing all these, and these are I don't know, probably 300 words each, and they're not insignificant amount of work on the front end. So you got to put in the work on the front end, but once you do, if it's something like this, where it's evergreen content and kind of able to be recycled and recirculated through new audiences, whoever your audience happens to be, at this time, kind of the next year cadence that it comes around, this is a very, very handy way to quickly get a lot of content just continually pushed out and do what I do, which is now the primary purpose is to continue to provide good content and a valuable thing. This is a recovery-based newsletter, but then I can be pushing people towards an actual business-minded thing of buying the book. So that's front and center now is checking out the book, get it over on Amazon, and I'm trying to turn this passion project into something that is actually sustainable for the long term. So the book is the first revenue-generating item that I've got on here. If you want to check out the book or the newsletter, I'll leave links for the description, or I'll leave links in the description below. And if you have any other questions about beehiiv specifically or newsletters generally, I would be more than happy to make follow-up videos to this. Let me know in the comments below about that. You can also get a good deal on trying out beehiiv using my link. And if you end up turning into a paid user, it is an affiliate link. It costs you nothing extra. You actually get a good deal on the front end. But I would super appreciate it if you would go through me in order to check them out. If you are thinking about a local newsletter, a weekly newsletter, something for your business, particularly if you're a small business owner or operator, I'd love to talk to you if you need some help setting that up also. But at any rate, check out the links below. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.